guys, it's Melanie with Simple Made Pretty. Welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm sharing how to update a bifold door into a single door and barn door. Please bear with me as the entire footage of this video was recorded in square mode because I did not intend to post the videos to YouTube. However, many of you requested that I post a tutorial for how we transformed our doors. So here is the door before. So it's just a standard bifold door. As you can see, it's got a molding around the outside of it. And so we're going to remove that first. And my husband is doing all the work here while I videotape, but he took a razor blade and just cut the molding out where it attached to the wall. And so that way you'll have a flush surface to work with so the door can close properly. And so we just continue to cut the molding that was in front of this door off. And we ended up using a hammer and a crowbar to detach it from the wall here. You want to have the least amount of damage as possible, so just try to be careful removing it. You can always patch where the holes were if you have any drywall damage, but there was very minimal damage to detach it using this method. Once the molding was removed, we could open the door like a single door, and this is where you can find out if you'll need to remove the door completely and attach hinges like we had to do, or if you actually have enough space that you can close it as is without removing it. In this case, we had to remove it and attach hinges to the door. To take that top connecting piece off, we just popped ours out. Sometimes they screw in, so make sure you check if your screws in. And then here are the plates that we used to keep the bifold pieces together. So basically this is what's going to hold your door together to keep it from turning back into a bifold door. Now we used one bracket across the center and one at the top and one at the bottom, and it held together really nicely with just those three. And I will link these in the description so you know exactly what we used to do this. Now, as I mentioned, putting this on hinges, you might find out that you might need to take some edge off your door as well to get it to close, and you could just slightly sand it. And so here we just popped the door out, and you just press the little lever at the top to get it out, and then the one at the bottom as well. And again, you can use a crowbar or screwdriver to remove that top piece and bottom piece. And I just wanted to point out the hardware that's still in the door. We left ours in case we ever wanted to turn it back. And just to point out the molding on the floor molding on ours, we did have to cut those corners so that the door closed properly. And while the door was off, we attached the hinges, which we screwed right into the door and right into the drywall. Now you want to make sure that you try to screw this hinge into a stud in your drywall if possible, because it really isn't a door frame to hold your door in place. So if you were to put any weight on this door, you could potentially pull it down from your drywall very easily. I will say this happened in our pantry door a few times, because we do have a back of the door organizer on our pantry with some heavy items, and so a lot of that weight actually pulled the hinges out of the door, but my husband was able to secure it so that didn't happen anymore without actually having to build a door frame. And the last thing you need to do to convert a bifold door into a single door is to attach this magnetic piece at the top of the door, inside and on your door. This is what's gonna keep your door closed. So you have this little magnet. So you want to make sure that you have a handle on the outside of your door so you can easily pull, because that magnet is actually pretty strong. I wanted to show the design that we did for our pantry door, which was also a bifold door that we converted to a single door, and we created a farmhouse look on the front of it. So we cut a very small piece of plywood to size, and we used Gorilla Glue to glue that piece down. We tried nailing it, but the nails went straight through because it was a hollow door. So Gorilla Glue was really all that we used. And then we created a design for the front. So this is us in the process of deciding on the design. My husband cut these smaller wood pieces, and I ended up deciding to do an X on the front at the bottom. So here's the door before I painted it, hanging on our pantry door, and it's attached with hinges and the magnet. There isn't a doorknob on it yet, but if you did use plywood, just keep in mind, like, you could stain it or paint it. And like I said, there isn't a doorknob, so that's why I'm opening it here at the top where the magnet meets. And I ended up painting this entire thing white so you didn't see any of the boo-boos or any of the hardware pieces either. Thanks for watching, and again, I'm sorry about the square mode of this video. I hope you do give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to see more DIYs like this. Bye!